I am the Netherrealm Nobody, and yes, we are starting a new season, I guess you can say, here on the channel. You can see, new t-shirt, so we are clearly out of the Mortal Kombat era, and we're going into the Mortal Kombat 2 era. And just want to give you kind of a quick rundown of what to expect coming from the channel coming up, and then to kind of address a couple things along the way as well. I guess the first thing we can kind of address, you guys may be wondering right off the bat, why we had literally just weeks of me just dropping tracks to a Mortal Kombat, 1992 concept album that you guys clearly didn't ask for, and I didn't even say when I mentioned what we was going to be doing previously on this channel. And the short answer is just filler, plain and simple. I needed some time in between, filming these videos. Kind of a funny side story, how it kind of came about though was, and I won't go into, a whole long thing about, what made me do these, this concept album or whatever. That could be a video for another time if you guys are really interested. But no, so what happened initially was, before I launched the channel, I had all my videos already recorded. I had, the intro, the trailer, and then, each of the individual whatever. And I remember, and I only, like, now it's like the major ones. I think the only thing I didn't really talk about that I was going to do was the record video, the little short video that kind of shows everyone's record after the complete, tournament. And so, that was the only video I didn't talk about I was going to do or whatever, but everything else was already announced. And so, before the launch came up, I was counting out, how many videos I had. I had like 7 total. And I've yet to even started doing the editing on the complete Mortal Kombat 2 yet. And so I was like, oh, and the fear hit me, like, what happens if I, I do like this month, 2-month, run of, content I've already done, and I don't have anything ready after that. And I didn't want to have a big hiatus. I didn't want to have a break there. I just want to keep turning these out, because it's not a big deal to, shoot a bunch in bulk and then have them on reserve, and then I can just keep going. So even though it looks like I'm doing something new every week, no, I basically did, 2 weekends worth of work, and then, just crap them out on you guys as time goes on, and then I can, bust out the, the second season worth of stuff. And so I got worried initially, so I was like, all right, I'll hurry up. And so I was like, here's what I'll do. And at that point, I've already started doing the videos, the music, the concept albums. But it was just for myself more than anything else. I was going to release it on a separate platform altogether and not even be connected to this. But I was like, well, I can start putting this stuff on this, channel. It's still Mortal Kombat related, and, it's just a fun little whatever video. And I wasn't expecting to get any big, audience right off the bat anyways. I had a handful of people, and that's why I'm bringing it up, because, people were asking about it. I had a handful of people kind of follow me throughout. But, like, no one's clamoring for this channel. Like, no one's clamoring for videos. And so my logic is like, well, at least by the time, if it does catch on, I'll have a ton of stuff to watch. So you won't just get bored the first, 7 videos I have or whatever. So I was like, it'll work out. And so I went ahead and decided, okay, there's 15 songs on the album. That gives me a huge buffer, because I went from just 7 weeks worth of, material. Now I got like, 23, 25, shit, yeah. 26 if you count the, because then I also released the full album on one video, because there's the individual tracks and then the big one. And so anyways, I was like, all right, perfect. I got plenty of time. And so when I sat down to start editing the complete Mortal Kombat 2, I did it like that, and I was like, oh shit, like that was really quick. And then I also did like the official video, and I think I may have started doing the other stuff, getting it ready. But I was like, I'm gonna rush through this real quick, and like I'll have this stuff done before like I even get the first couple of weeks done with this season 1. So then I was like, well, maybe I should pull it or whatever, but I didn't. I held off, and I'm glad I did, because what happened was things really picked up at work. When I'm not wearing this goofy outfit, I actually have a real life outside this channel. And yeah, so things picked up at work pretty hectically. And then just life in general here. Like I said, I have a girlfriend and a kid. I got the whole, did a whole fatherhood thing. So it's like, yeah, I literally thought I was going to have more time. Because that first one I was able to put together pretty quickly. But at the time, my son was in school, work was really slow, and it all just came crashing down when I started putting it together. So I was really glad and grateful I did give myself that extra time. In fact, it took me forever to even get the MK10 and the look back videos touched, and then it took me even longer to finally watch the Mortal Kombat movie again, because that's gonna be my review this season is Mortal Kombat, 1995, and so like I'm literally just putting the finishing touches on all the stuff right now with maybe 2 or 3 weeks left to spare. So I was really like, ah. So anyways, for those of you who are asking why are we getting all this Mortal Kombat music on your channel that was supposed to be just you talking about the franchise and gushing over it, it was filler. Now, let me just state this, though, like, without going into too much detail on the music aspect of it, like, I'm very proud of the work I've done with the concept album. All the lyrics are mine. Like, I sat down and wrote this entire album. However, I did use Sunno to do the music. And it's funny because I'm not trying to hide it. I put it in the credits of the song. It's like, hey, the music's done by Sunno. Lyrics by NetherRealm Nobody, but music by Sunno. And I started getting a ton of hate. Like everyone's like, I'm exaggerating. I had 2 or 3 people upset, but they're just like, why are you using AI? And it's like, because I can't play an instrument myself, and we're not a real band, and this ain't a real channel. Like, this is all for fun, I don't know. But, like, people were, like, upset. I don't get it, because I was like, and don't get me wrong, I have friends who are in bands, and outside Altus Mask, in my other endeavors, I've actually formed a band with these guys. Like, there is a band out there that I have played with. I'm not a singer, I'll tell you that right now, but I have played with it. So I know the process of making music. I'm not taking nothing away from that. Yeah, it takes a skill, it takes, certain whatever. However, I don't have the time to get those guys together. And not just that, most of those guys have their own lives going on. So to try to schedule everyone to get together to make this music, it's a bitch. And I just needed some space between doing this, season 1 and season 2 videos. So yeah, AI helps, so that's why I went to it. And I mean, for the most part, I think it worked out great. There's a few little things that it kind of fucked up. Okay, I will tell you this much: Sunno will mess up your lyrics sometimes and just do its own thing. It'll go rogue on you sometimes. So if there's lyrics that don't quite make sense, that's probably why, because Sunno will do that shit. But anyways, so if you're asking right now, will there be a Mortal Kombat 2 concept album? The answer is yes. The answer is a big, emphatic yes, because I'm going to need some time to get season 3 ready, so be prepared. So with that out of the way, let me go ahead and go through what we're going to be doing here. The next video you'll be watching will be the complete Mortal Kombat 2. So if you're kind of confused on what these videos are going to be, either watch my first introduction video or go back and watch the complete Mortal Kombat 1. It's on this channel, so I got everything in the playlist for you. It's all ready to go, so you're good to check that out. Anyways, also I'll do the complete Mortal Kombat 2, followed by the companion video, the MK10 of Mortal Kombat 2, and then the official record video of, all the fighters after that. Let me kind of break for a second again. Sorry, I should be speeding through this, but I'm not. If you've been watching my channel, I like to talk anyway. So, anyways, just because I know there's going to be someone out there who, let me use a prop here. I know someone out there who's going to be doing this in the comments section at some point. Because as you know, Sub-Zero, the original Sub-Zero, Bi-Han, if you will, even though we don't know his name's Bi-Han in 93, he will become Noob Saibot. We know this. We all know this. However, I do, for the most part, my channel, just me being real, talking to you guys. I don't really employ this gimmick of being the NetherRealm Nobody, the lazy ninja from the NetherRealm. I don't really employ that character too much, except for the MK10 videos, where, I do pretend to be, I'm in character for those videos. And I'm playing this as if we don't know that A, right now, that's even a different Sub-Zero, but B, that Noob Saibot is Sub-Zero. Like, I'm keeping that separate, because we don't find this out game-wise until, Deception, I believe. And so I make a comment early on, like, wow, this Noob Saibot, his fighting style is very similar. I can't put my finger on it. And I just know there's going to be some asshole that's going to be like, well, technically, NetherRealm Nobody, he is, I don't need that shit. I know. It's a joke. And I just know, even after giving this warning, I know I'm still going to get that later down the road, and that's fine. I'll explain it in the comment section, I guess. But anyway, just so you guys know, like I'm playing along with these videos to complete the records and the MK10s. I'm doing it from the perspective of the year these games were released. So like I said, we're looking at this from 1993. So when I even do like the official record, I will keep. We do find out at the end of Sub-Zero's ending that yes, he actually is the younger brother of Sub-Zero, but we don't know about Noob Saibot. So when Noob Saibot gets his like overall MK record, it's not going to include his Mortal Kombat 1 stuff because clearly, that wasn't him. He, right now we don't know it's him. So we'll keep that separated. So later on down the road, whenever it's revealed, I'll include and incorporate all that together. But again, we're just looking at it from this perspective. So there you guys have it. Just know this is all meant to be fun. Don't take it too seriously, please. I'm a 40-year-old man in a ninja outfit and a hoodie talking to my phone. So how serious can you really take it? Anyways, but yeah, we'll do those videos. And then, as I mentioned, then of course we'll do the my deep dive. I'll do the we take a look at Mortal Kombat 2, where I just kind of talk about the game in general, all the characters, just my thoughts on everything. And then after that will be, like I said, this season the review is going to be Mortal Kombat, the 1995 live action movie. And then yes, I'll be dropping the Mortal Kombat 2 concept album, which I believe we have 18 tracks on this one. And again, you can knock me all you want for using AI, music, but I did sit down and pen, like, on my lunch break, I was writing all these lyrics down, So knock that all you want, but at least give me props on the lyrics, please. Like I said, that's the only thing I will fully take credit for. AI music, but my lyrics, yeah. So anyways, but yeah, that's that. And then again, then at the end, I'll obviously drop the full album as well, just so, hey, you guys may decide to have a party. A Mortal Kombat theme party, or get your friends together to play the games, and you want a soundtrack to go with this awesome stuff, hey, I'm hooking you guys up with concept albums out the ass, so there you go. So that's it. That's all I really got to say on this one. I want to thank you guys for watching. Those who have been paying attention, I do appreciate it. I'm just, again, I'm not trying to get famous for doing this. I just want to spread the word. I want to show my passion and become a part of that Mortal Kombat community. That's truly all I want. So help me do that. Like I said, these videos aren't monetized. I'm not trying to make a dime off of this. I just want to share my love with the community. That's it. I'm looking for suggestions too. You guys, give me some feedback. I would love to know that. Use the comment section down below right now, even to kind of give me like, I will give you one piece of. I'm watching my videos back. I see the playback, and so I already know one big piece of criticism that no one said yet, but I know it's eventually going to come. And if I'm right now asking you, let me know what you guys think. This could be it, and know that I am aware, but I'm not going to change it just because I don't have the time. I know my biggest hurdle right now is I'm using my phone and no actual audio equipment. Like the audio you're hearing is literally just from the phone. I don't have a boom mic or anything like that, or a boom mic or a little interviewer mic thing. None of that stuff. I have it. I just don't hook it up for this. And I know the quality of the thing. And then on top of that, I realized what would make this go down smoother would probably be, having images come up on the screen. Fucking intercut with what I'm talking about. So it's not just a static shot of me and this TV behind me. And I get that. Again, if I had more time, if I had more money, if I didn't have to, work a job and pay bills and, do the family thing, believe me, I would sit here and make awesome videos and intercut the footage and just have fun doing shit like that. But unfortunately, I don't have the time or the money to even hire someone from the outside to outsource this to. Because I think if I did, I'd have to monetize then, right? Like I'd have to try to make some money to pay these person to do it for me. So know that I get that, and I apologize. I recommend treating this like a podcast and just listening to it in the background. That's how I envision people would watch this anyway. I can't imagine you're literally watching me do this. I imagine you're putting me on 2x speed in the background as you do dishes or laundry. That's what I imagine. Anyway, so that's that. But of course, let me go through the other YouTube-y shit you guys say at the end of these videos, because you gotta try to get the word out somehow. And some people, I guess, just don't know this, so I gotta say it. not only, are you watching me on here, check me out on social media. I have 3 different accounts. I'm rocking it over on Instagram, TikTok, and X. And I do my best to not just, I know a lot of YouTubers will just kind of share links and make the occasional comment here and there. I try to actually do different things with each of those platforms. So, for example, on Instagram, it's me showing just, Mortal Kombat related art. I figure it's that's what Instagram's for, right? I'll show the art. I know you're wrong. I do still try to shield the YouTube, so I'll still show clips and whatnot from here. But like I said, Instagram, it's more art oriented. TikTok, I just do whatever on there. That's just me acting goofy or talking and addressing things or whatever. Playing with filters. I just have fun with the TikTok. And then on X, actually, what I've been doing lately is we're doing polls. And so I've been playing through, or playing out the first Mortal Kombat video game, the 92 version, but letting everyone else decide, who advances, who that's the, and so that's what we do over there. And so, yeah, and like I said, I just try to have fun with it. But I will say I'm very interactive as far as the social media goes. I am constantly trying to friend up other people in the Mortal Kombat community. And I gotta say right now, it's been a blast. I've actually had a couple of people kind of reach out. In fact, MK Lore on TikTok even tagged me in one of their videos saying hey, you want a TikToker that knows their stuff about Mortal Kombat, and they had a list, and I was on that list, and I was like, oh, that's awesome, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. The Samoan Sub-Zero is another guy I really enjoy. In fact, with him, I always kind of talk to him on his live feeds and everything, but he's a guy who's constantly liking and sharing my stuff, which is much appreciated, so big shout out to you as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it on the social media side. So guys, follow me up on those, check me out. You won't regret it for quite some time. And of course, the other stuff you gotta throw out there when you're doing a goddamn YouTube video, hit the like button. And even though that's literally the least you can do. It takes no effort except, that's it. That's all you gotta do. That's it, and it's done. It will help me though. That's the thing. The more likes I get, more people are going to. Did that beep on me? What's going on there? What was that beep? I'm leaving that in. That's another thing. These are very raw. So, anyways, but yeah, give it a like. That will help. The more likes you get, I guess it helps with the algorithm. Gets more people to hey, this video's getting a lot of likes. Let's check it out. So that'd be tremendous. Of course, share this. I mentioned I'm on, X, TikTok, Instagram. Share this wherever your social media. I'm a boomer. Those are my 3 I go to. I don't do Facebook only because I share the guy behind the mask. I'll share the videos myself, but I don't have a page set up because when I put NetherRealm Nobody, they're like, this is already a person. I looked it up on Google. There is no NetherRealm Nobody. I am the only person who is the NetherRealm Nobody, and yet Facebook is well, this is an already established character or whatever persona, and we can't let you have a page. And then I was like, well, fuck Facebook. But if you're on Facebook and you're involved with Mortal Kombat, whatever, hey, share me, get me out there and help out. And then of course, if you haven't already subscribed, that would be huge. I already got a few subscribers, and I appreciate and love every one of them. Again, that helps me out. And then of course, that bell, I want you to smash it like it's a gong. That way, again, if I drop anything, you'll be the first to know. You want some more Mortal Kombat music? This is where you hit it at, right there. Hit that gong. It's delivered to you as soon as that track drops. So, guys, that's all I got. I do want to thank you again for those who have been tuning in. Thank you very much. Much love. And that's all I got. So, guys, until next time.